Hi, it is time for reading, and today I have chapters 13 and 14 from our novel, A Dog's Purpose. Remember, like always, the comprehension questions are in the video description down below. You can click on those and do them with someone from home. All right, so today we have two chapters, chapter 13 and 14. Now remember, at the end of chapter 12, our dog Bailey had gone to the vet and got a shot. And if you did those comprehension questions, one of them was, what do you think happened to Bailey? We're about to find out. Okay, chapter 13. When I woke up, I could smell my mother and was climbing to her to drink her milk. I was a puppy again. I remembered Ethan still and missed him so much I would cry sometimes. Oh. One day, when I was in the yard to go to the bathroom, I realized I was a girl. What would Ethan think? How could I, Bailey, be a girl dog? But I wasn't Bailey anymore. I was a different dog. One day, a man named Jacob came to take me home. He told me my name was Ellie. I soon learned that Jacob was a policeman. I had thought my purpose as a dog was to be with Ethan as he grew up. I didn't know yet what my purpose was as Ellie. Jacob would take me to work and teach me to lie down, stay, and come. Then I met a nice man named Wally. Wally would pet me and then run away. Then Jacob would tell me, find Wally, and I would sniff around until I could find where Wally had gone. Ellie was a police dog. Notice we have a different picture here now in our story for Ellie. For the next several months, Jacob and I would go to the park to find Wally. It was getting harder and harder because he would hide in different places. Wally would drop a sock or other piece of clothing as he hid. When I would find Wally, I would go back to Jacob and he would say, show me. Then I would take him to where Wally was. Then Jacob started having me find different people. He would give me something to sniff, like an old coat or shoe or glove, and my job was to sniff to find the person the item belonged to. One day, I could tell we had a very important find job. Jacob was moving fast and even let me sit in the front seat of his truck. He gave me a toy to sniff. I need you to find, Ellie, he said. A woman was crying and saying she lost her little girl. I sniffed and ran in the way that the girl's smell was coming from. I found her sitting on the front steps of a house. She seemed sad and scared, but got happier when she saw me. She held her hand out to me. A man came out of the house and stared at me. I felt the same mean feelings coming from him that I had felt with Todd. Remember Todd? I ran back to Jacob. Good girl, Ellie. Show me, Jacob said. I showed Jacob the little girl, and the policeman took her to her mom. Next, Jacob asked me to find the mean man who had been with the little girl. I ran to find him and saw him hiding behind the trees just like Wally used to. I ran back to Jacob, and he said, show me. I took Jacob to the man. Jacob yelled, police, freeze. The man pointed a gun at Jacob and shot him. Oh my. I ran up to the man and bit his arm. Another policeman ran up and took the mean man away. Ellie was a police dog. Serious business, huh? Jacob had been shot in the stomach and was hurt. He had to go to the hospital, and I missed him. I wondered if my purpose was to save that little girl and make sure she was safe. Wow, it's an amazing story. All right, here's chapter 14, more action. Since Jacob was hurt and couldn't work anymore, a nice woman named Maya came and took me home and started working with me. I was surprised to see that Maya had 3 cats. Why would anyone want 3 cats? I would play Find Wally with Maya, just like I did with Jacob. Then we started finding all different people. We saved 2 children who got lost from their houses and a woman who fell off a horse and hurt her leg. Ellie was good at finding people. One day, Maya took me to find in a place where there had been an earthquake. There were buildings everywhere that had fallen down and a lot of smoke and sirens. I found 4 people, but they were all dead. We walked by a house and I could smell someone and could tell they were alive. I ran into a house that had fallen over and found a woman. Wowee! I couldn't go back to Maya to show her, so I started barking. Maya and some other policemen came into the house to get us. Ellie was good at finding people. My nose had gotten burned when I found the lady, so Maya put some medicine on it. Since my nose had been hurt, it was harder for me to smell and find, so Maya started taking me to schools. She would stand in front of a room full of children and talk about my work as a police dog. Sometimes she would take me to hospitals where I would lay with sick people and make them feel happier. One day, Maya and I were at school talking to children, and a man ran into the room. "We lost Jeffrey Hicks. He's a first grader. He was playing hide and seek with friends when it started to rain, and now we can't find him," the man said. They asked Maya, "Could Ellie help find him?" Maya said, "Ellie hasn't worked in search and rescue since she hurt her nose. You should call 911. We can help look, but you should call the police." A woman gave me Jeffrey's backpack to sniff. I could smell peanut butter, chocolate, crayons, and a person. "Find Jeffrey," Maya told me. I ran out of the school to find Jeffrey. He had left the school playground and went down the street. Everyone followed me, and we saw him down in the sewer. Oh my! Water was filling up in the sewer. I jumped into the sewer and swam to Jeffrey. When I got to him, I grabbed the hood of his coat in my mouth, just like I had when Ethan and I would play rescue me in the water. I held him above the water as we went through a tunnel and came out into a creek. 2 men came into the water and got us. "The dog saved his life," one of the men said. Maya came to me and said, "Good dog, Ellie. You should have saved Jeffrey." Ellie was good at finding people. After that day, I lived at home with Maya and the cats. I started to feel tired and feel more pains as I got older. I knew I had spent my life as a good dog. What I learned from my first mother helped me find Ethan. What I learned from Ethan helped me jump into the water to save Jeffrey. Being Ellie wasn't as fun as being a doodle dog, but I had saved people. One day, Maya took me for a car ride, and I knew we were going to the vet for a shot to put me to sleep. Maya was crying and saying to me, "You're a good dog," as I closed my eyes and went to sleep. All right, that is the end of chapter 14. We'll have one more reading video. It'll come out next week, and that'll be chapters 15 and 16, and that will wrap up our book and wrap up our year of reading. So I hope you liked this one, and I hope you'll do the comprehension questions.